Welcome back to second round action from the DAIHATSU YONEX Japan Open. We're here in Osaka, and after the tragedy of that injury to Pearly Tan in the women's doubles, we can only hope that the rest of our matches, that the athletes stay fit and healthy. Our next match, after the retirement of the Malaysians in the deciding game, is mixed doubles, and it features the World Championship silver medalists. In fact, the World Championship silver medalists at the last two editions of the World Championships. Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino up against Gosun Kwat and Siobhan Jamie Lai of Malaysia. Well, when we look at the draw, this is from the top half of the draw, and the second quarter. The 2018 winners, Cheng Shiwei and Wang Yaxiong, who've just won their third world title, are already through, and so too are Hu Pangrong and Tu Yi Wei from Malaysia. But here, the left and right-handed combination of Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino, followed by the Malaysians, Gosun Kwat and Siobhan Jamie Lai. Now, this is a match that the Japanese should be full of confidence about, because this will be a fourth meeting between these two pairs. And of the previous three, it is the Japanese pair who have won on all three occasions. Last time they met was in the quarterfinal last week of the World Championships in Tokyo, 17 and 13 in 40 minutes. And of course, the Japanese pair won, because I've just told you that they were the silver medalists, so they must have won that quarterfinal encounter. So as far as the Japanese pair are concerned, well, they are trying to become the first home players to win the mixed doubles title at the Japan Open. In fact, the Japanese players have not won either the mixed doubles or the men's doubles. Men's doubles, they have no chances left this year, because they had three pairs in and they've all lost in the first round. Yuta Watanabe is 25 years of age, and he and his partner have been semi-finalists, and that was 4 years ago. It's their sixth appearance in total at their home event as a combination. Arisa Higashino is 26 years of age, and she's from the northernmost of the four main islands that make up Japan here, Hokkaido. 160 is 5'3". She's a very athletic player, and I'm sure we'll see some jump smashes from her. In the first round, they beat the Egyptian pair of El Gamal and Hani, and that was in 2 straight games. 26 minutes only for that match. I actually met the Egyptian pair on the bus going back from the stadium yesterday. First time I've been able to have a chat with them. What a delightful young man Adam El Gamal is. So to Gosun Kwat, he's 32 years of age, from the ancient historic state of Malacca, and he and his partner are quite some way off their career best. As you saw, they've been as high as 9 weeks in total across 2 different spells, but currently 14. The left-hander Lai turned 29 last month, and she's from Selangor. Well, they've been in one tournament final this year. That was the Swiss Open, but in the first round they beat Kush Haryanto and Kusumawati of Indonesia in 3 games, coming from a game down before winning 21-12 in the deciding game. So our umpire for this one is Kang Sung-young from Korea, and the service judge is Watanabe from Japan. Well, just before this match gets underway, I'm delighted to say that for a second time European Championship silver medalist in the men's doubles, Adam Hall, is with me for this one. And of course, you're the #1 ranked mixed doubles pair, half of the #1 Scottish mixed doubles pair as well. Now, this match, I said that the Japanese pair were overwhelming favourites. Do you think that's a fair comment?
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. I mean, especially in a home tournament, they're going to be here to try and win. Like you said, no Japanese pair won much, which I didn't know. That's a nice fact to know. But yeah, I think they're going to be gunning for this, and I'd be very surprised if they don't win this one.
Yeah. Well, before the introductions, I can quickly tell you that when we were commentating on Yamaguchi, she was the first ever home winner across any discipline in the 32nd Japan Open.
That is crazy.
That is a crazy stat, isn't it? Yeah. You think how strong the Japanese team is now, and to think for years, for 31 editions of the Japan Open, they never had a player win.
I mean, maybe the whole pressure got to them, but that is a very surprising stat.
To Arisa Higashino. Low ball. Play.
So it is the Malaysian pair nearest to us of Gosun Huat and Siobhan Jamie Lai up against the World Championship silver medalists. Now, the first question, Adam, I want to ask you is about the World Championship silver medalists, because what is it that makes them so special? First of all, have you played against them?
I'm not. I think one of the few pairs, me and Julie, have yet to play in the top kind of 5 or 6. We played Go and Lai, the Swiss Open, but no, not had the chance to play Utah yet. Our teammates, Alex and Kira, got to play them last week, which they really enjoyed.
Yeah. So what did they tell you then about this Japanese pair?
I think it's just they complement each other so well. Yuta is such a quick player. Like, he's, for someone such a small stature, he flies about the court with such speed, but then has such control with what he does with that speed. And then Higashino is one of the best, if not the best net player, I think, in the mixed game. She's so aggressive. Like, there was a few times the guys thought they'd hit a really good, like, aggressive cross drive, and she just killed it. And it's just, she just kind of comes out of nowhere and so aggressive.
That's fascinating, because Steen has often talked about Wang Yaxiong being the best front court player. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 weaknesses with Higashino on her defence, but I, like you, really rate her front court play.
Yeah, I think she's the most aggressive of the top women just now. I think Wang Yalong is incredible what she does, but I think when it comes to the aggression and the sharpness around the front court, I think Higashino just takes it.
Interesting.
3-2.
Nicely done. Oh, that's well left. Oh goodness me, that's good judgment. Now, lots of the players have been telling me that the drift is different on the different courts. Now, here on court #1, you didn't play on court #1 either of your matches, did you? I think the shuttle is flying faster towards the far end of the court.
Yes, I think that's the same for courts 4, 2 and 1. It's only in court 3 it changes, because we played our mixed game in court 3 yesterday, and the coach, Robert, said to start on the quick side. So we won the toss, and I picked what I thought was the quick side, and then I had hit my first shuttle, and I was like, oh, this court's different from the rest of the hall.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Now that's a clever smash from Gosun Huat.
4-5.
I watched their quarter-final encounter at the World Championships, these two pairs, when they played against each other. And, you know, there was an ideal example of perhaps the weakness sometimes on Higashino's defence. But the problem for the Malaysian pair, how do you expose that? How do you get on the attack in the first place against a pair, the Japanese pair, you've already explained to us, are so aggressive? How do you stop them being aggressive? How do you get on the attack yourselves then?
Yeah, I think you need to be really...
There's another example. Across the body of Higashino, that's a weakness.
Yes, I think you need to be really on the first 4 shots of the game. I think if you can control that and maybe try and get some easy lifts, I get, like you said, there is a weakness there and they can really exploit that. But when the Japanese get in control of the rallies, like Watanabe just controls the mid-court so well that it makes it almost impossible for you to get the lift, and then he controls his attack so well as well. He doesn't give you much opportunity to turn it over, say like this.
Yeah. Oh, good defense. That's a beauty. Well, it all went wrong for the Malaysians when Gosun Kwat took it late in the deep forehand corner. Well, that's a simple put away, isn't it, for Higashino? Well, the Japanese pair had a phenomenal year last year, really, in my opinion. 2021 only played 8 tournaments, and 8 times they were semi-finalists or better. 6 finals, 3 titles, including the All England.
Yeah, I think they're just so consistent. They're like up there with Zheng Ziwei and Wang Yalong and Wang Dongping and Wang Yilu. I think they 3 are the most consistent pairs. Obviously, Sapsari and Dechapol had a really good run at the end of last year, but I think they've lost a little bit of that consistency this year. But the other top 3 pairs are just so hard to beat.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to the tie combination, but they have just lost their edge a little bit. Let's hope they find it again, because I think as we go to the mid-game interval with a 6-point advantage from Watanabe and Higashino, that whilst there is no question, I think, that having won 7 titles in the last 7 tournaments that they played, that Zheng Ziwei and Wang Yaqiong are the best pair in the world. I think outside of that, I think it's a very interesting time. I think there's the 3 pairs that you've just mentioned are really battling for this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, you can't fault Zheng Ziwei and Wang Yang for the last 7 tournaments. Like, they've been literally faultless. But yeah, behind them, it's a real battle to get to the finals a lot of the time. And even then, you've got a lot of pairs in the top 15 that are really challenging these pairs as well. But yeah, I think mixed doubles is really exciting time just now.
Yeah, it's good to see. Interesting that joining Chin Yi-wei, the regular coach for this Malaysian pair, they're independent players, the Malaysians, is Tan Kiang Meng. That's good to see teammates helping each other.
11-5.
So 11-5 the advantage
Play.
to the Olympic bronze medalists and 3-time World Championship medalists. Well, that's not helping their cause, is it?
No, they've had a couple of cheap returns in the net in the last couple of points, just opened up a lead for the Japanese.
That's going wide. Oh, crikey, I thought he was going to hit that for a moment.
Over. 6-12.
Yeah, it's a good serve. Oh, well, just out of picture there was Watanabe leaping in the air as if he was going to jump over a 5-foot fence. Good attacking play by the Malaysians. Yeah, there it is again. Cross the body of Arisa Higashino. A definite weakness. And I'm interested, you know, if you've played against a pair that you've played 3 previous matches against and you've lost all 3, how do you approach the match? Of course, your coach will give you tactics and so on, but it's the mental difficulty. Because if you go 3 or 4 points down, you sort of, it's almost human nature that you say to yourself, oh no, here we go again. What do you say to yourself personally when you come into a match like this?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, especially when you're on a kind of longer losing streak, you just need to go for it. Like, I think once you've lost 3, 4, 5 times in a row against one pair, like I'm assuming you've already tried everything by this point. So sometimes you might lose down to just bad luck. Sometimes the other pair can just be better. But I think when it comes down to it, you just need to give it everything and just go as much as you can and just almost take the tactics out of it, and like you say, play more of a mental game where you just put as much pressure on them as possible, because if you go and keep doing what you've been doing, then it's not going to work.
No, exactly. But it's tough to do that. It's tough to put that in practice, isn't it?
Yeah. It's also hard when the other pair know they've won the last few times. It gives them a boost that even if they are down a few points, that's okay. Like,
yeah,
I can go on to win this.
Well, this is impressive so far from Watanabe and Higashino. It's long.
Service over. 10-15.
She's got an amazing jump smash from the back of the court, Higashino, hasn't she?
Oh, absolutely love it. Just love seeing female athletes that just go for it. Like we've got Kirsty Gilmore in Scotland who is probably, I reckon, the original jump smash, but I'd love to see it with the mixed doubles girls as well.
Where was the smash again? Across the body of Higashino.
To be fair to her, Go Seung-hwa has one of the biggest smashes, I'd say, in the mixed doubles game, so definitely isn't easy to defend against.
No. But I think maybe she's a little bit overcommitted to the backhand defence when she's on the, you know, the right-hand court of side of the court as she's standing.
16.
I think that she needs to stand with her racket a little bit further forward so that she can move either side. But I'm not a coach. What do I know?
I would say that there's not a lot of variation from the back from Go Seung-hwa. So maybe if she is struggling to get timing, it maybe take a step back. Like it's coming cross court, it's already got a long way to travel. Maybe by taking that half step, she gives her a little bit more time to get a racket onto it.
18-12.
3 points away from the opening game for the number 3 seeds. Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Service over. 13-18. Service over. 19-13.
Well left, a little glance towards the line judge. And after only 12 minutes, it's game point opportunities for Watanabe and Higashino. Opening game, 21-12 for the Japanese pair.
Won by Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino. 21-13.
Umpire just confirming that scoreline. Very comfortable indeed. 21-13 in 12 minutes of play. Well, Jeremy Gang, the Malaysian coach, talking to his players in English.
Court 1, 20 seconds.
And for the Malaysians, well, Chinny Wee was in the final of the women's doubles at the Japan Open, going back 14 years, 2008, with Wong Pei-Ti. I remember it well.
Second game, low ball, play.
So second game, it's underway. The number 3 seeds from Japan, having taken the first 21-13. Well, the Malaysian coach saying, you know, you don't have to force it. Think about the tactics, think about the placement. I think that's wise advice, don't you?
It's always wise advice. It's hard to follow.
Yes.
Just these top pairs put so much pressure on you. You feel like you need to play perfect, and you don't a lot of the time, because most of the time these top pairs, it's just that they do the simple stuff so well. But it's so hard to just tell yourself to give yourself room, because you're just expecting the best quality shots at all times.
Well, unlike Japan, Malaysia have had a pair that have won the Japan Open mixed doubles title. And that was 10 years ago in 2012. Chang Peng-soon and Goh Liu Ying beat Mohamed Rijal and Liliana Nasir in the final. Now that's the sort of error I think that Chinny Wee was talking about. He's trying to play it with pressure. He needn't have made it that tight to the net.
Yeah, I think the Malaysian pair, just in general, are just lacking a little bit of energy. I would like to see them just pick up the pace a little bit, put a bit more pressure on. They seem a little bit just kind of going through the motions.
Which is why I asked you the question about how do you approach a match mentally, because it looks to me, in fact it was looking a little bit in the second game, that there was no real belief from the Malaysians.
Service over.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I know there's a few pairs on the tour that me and Julie and me and Alex have losing streaks against, and it's hard to motivate yourself every time to think, especially once you lose the first set, you're like, oh well, here we go again. Like, but you need to find a way to get out of that.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, Adam, about 2 tennis players that were playing at the top of their game long before you were born. Vitas Gerulaitis and Jimmy Connors. And Vitas Gerulaitis lost 16 consecutive times to Jimmy Connors. And on the 17th time he won. And he was asked in the press room, what did you do differently? What was different today? And Vitas Gerulaitis sat there and he said, nobody beats Gerulaitis 17 times on the trot. So you've got to say to yourself, if you've lost 3 on the trot, nobody beats Adam Hall 4 times on the trot.
I wish that was true.
There you go. It's only oldies like me who remember tennis players like that. But there you go.
Jimmy Connors, I knew. I didn't know the other man.
Sadly, he died. He died in a tragic accident.
On the card number 4. Service over.
That's good return of the flick serve. Now, as they change the shuttle, seeing as you like my first fun fact, I'm going to give you another fun fact for the mixed doubles. Number 3 seeds, this Japanese pair. No number 3 seed has won the mixed doubles title here at the Japan Open this century. This century, since we've entered the 21st century. Since 2000.
I mean, is there 3 unlucky number in Japanese culture? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. It's a lucky number for us, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's wild. You think once out of, what, 20 editions? I know there wasn't a couple with the COVID.
Yeah, I know, but there you go. And it may be longer than that, but I can't find any records before that. So I can't say with certainty. I can say with certainty that since 2000, no number 3 seed has won the mixed doubles title. There you go. That's my fun fact for the day.
I love Jill's fun facts.
You're You're one of my followers, aren't you?
Oh, of course I am.
On Twitter.
Follow you and everything,
Now
Jill.
I've joined the modern world. I'm not sure I know how it all works properly, but there you go.
I don't think I do either, don't worry.
Well, this is very worrying times if you're a Malaysian fan. And the standard for attacking formation is in doubles is always one player at the back and one at the front. Look at the formation time and time again within these rallies. It's an attacking formation for the Japanese pair. Well, now they're on the defense, but unfortunately, Lai just making the error on the attacking shot. But 11-3 the advantage, an 8-point advantage.
I think the Japanese attack, Watanabe is just so good at disguising his shots from the back of the court and so good at setting up his partner. Like I said, how they just suit each other so well, and he just always manages to find her. Again, another thing that our teammates Alex and Kira said from last week, they just felt that whenever he was smashing, it didn't matter where they played, they always set up her. And I think because Watanabe isn't the biggest hitter, especially when you compare him to, say, Gosen Watt or some of the other big hitters in the mixed doubles game, but he's just so accurate with what he does.
I mean, that's an interesting comment in itself, because it is accuracy. I've often talked, when I've been watching matches, about players sacrificing power for placement. And even in the mixed doubles, where you've got another player to sort of cover half the court for you, you know, you're saying that's still the most important thing, is the placement rather than the power.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you play in these big halls, these big arenas, no one rarely gets through in the first smash. So almost power gets taken out of it completely, and sometimes playing with too much power puts you under pressure. So like having that change of angle, change of speeds, just keeping your opponents guessing can be so much more effective, especially in the big area halls that 95% of these tournaments are played in.
Yeah. Just wide. 13-3. Well, this is what I love about Higashino, the commitment at the front of the court. Launches herself towards the net, real commitment, but then she knows that her partner's going to cover.
Yeah, exactly. She knows that she can go all into every net shot, and he's going to cover 95% of the court so fast as well. It's not even like he's covering any set of bad shots, he's covering and hitting great shots from that.
That's over. 14-4.
I'm sorry to be direct, but it is. Oh, well, he missed it. But did you see that racket skill there?
5-14.
Yeah, a couple of, I watched the final of the World Championships last week, and a couple of really nice ones at the end of the second set that, I mean, even Zhang Ziwei didn't get. And he's, if anyone is quicker than Watanabe, it's Zhang Ziwei. So
yeah,
shows you how disguised it was.
Yeah. There's another example about it doesn't always have to be power. Lovely placement from Watanabe.
They're just such a fun pair to watch. There's so much that they can do with the game. And yeah, I think definitely my favourite pair to watch in the mixed doubles just now.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that either. Yeah, a cool, early call there from Watanabe to his partner to lead it. And this is total domination in this second game. think the other thing that's so remarkable, I'm forever talking about, you know, if a player is playing from below the tape, then they're in trouble. He's not in trouble when he's playing below the tape. How does he do that?
He just never looks in trouble. He's so calm with whatever he does. And what I like with Watanabe, he doesn't really get put off by making mistakes. Something I struggle with. He just goes for shots, and even if he misses them, he's like, okay, well, I'm going to make the next 9, so I don't care that I missed one. He just never looks under pressure ever, even when he's losing.
Well, 3 points away from our place in the third round, which is the quarterfinal stage. That's a good call from Gosu Kwat to his partner. Oh, they're challenging. First challenge of this second round encounter. What did you think? Okay, no cup of tea on it this time.
No cup of tea, okay, perfect. I think it was out. I don't think that got the line.
Yeah, I think it's out too. Yeah, way out. My goodness, that was a strange challenge.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. 7-18. Play.
This is a good rally. Oh, that's a pity. That's just long of the back line. Longest rally of the match.
7.
And I think that was only 27 shots. Yes, indeed it was. That's not long for rallies in mixed doubles, is it? Oh, that's brilliant. What reactions. Match point opportunities for Watanabe and Higashino.
Service over. 8-20.
Under 30 minutes. 26 minutes this match has been in progress. Second time of asking. 21-13, 21-8. And the number 3 seeds, Yuta Watanabe and Orisa Higashino, are safely through to the quarter-final stage. Impressive performance once again, Adam.
Yeah, definitely. The game of collisions, absolutely no chance there, even from the very start of the match. Just shows you how confident they're playing just now. And yeah, I think they'll be hard to beat this week.
Yeah. There was big disappointments. Orisa Higashino was emotional at the end of the World Championship final. But perhaps that will spur her on to even better things this week. Winning moments. And a chance for me to thank Adam Hall once again for joining me. And you joined me in Indonesia. I promise to have you back. And I promise to have you back again and again and again.
Oh, please. I love doing this. It normally does mean that out the tournament early, but that's the only downside.
Well, there is confirmation of the score. Watanabe and Higashino safely through to the quarterfinal. 21-13, 21-8. So we don't yet know who they'll play in the quarterfinal, but we know they will be playing tomorrow. So welcome back to second round action here at the DAIHATSU YONEX Japan Open here in Osaka. Well, after the clinical work of Yuta Watanabe and Higashino winning that mixed doubles against Go and Lai, we turn our attention back to women's singles, and we have the former champion Tai Su-ying, the number 2 seed, up against Kim Ga-eun from Korea. So this match, we can see from the bottom half of the draw, it has to be the bottom half because we have the number 2 seed. Carolina Marin is safely through. She's a 2-time champion here at the Japan Open in 2017 and 18. She's safely through to the quarterfinal, beating Nina Kristoffersen in the second round encounter. So former world champion Higashino Intanon in this section of the draw, along with the 2 players we are about to watch. So we await for the players to be announced onto court, and I can tell you that in the women's singles we only started with 6 seeds because we lost a 3-time finalist and a former champion, Nozomi Okuhara, before the start of play. We also sadly lost Pusala Venkata Sindhu, who announced after winning the gold medal that the recent Commonwealth Games that she had a stress fracture in her foot. In fact, she won the quarter-final and semi-final and final with that injury. Well, while we wait for the players, I'm delighted to say that the European Championship silver medals, 3 gold silver medals and a bronze